Hello again and welcome back to another trade review. It's been some time. I may or may not have taken an extended vacation, and it's summertime. It's so slow in the market right now. Everyone else is on vacation, and there's a pullback in volume. We don't really see things flowing as nicely as we'd like to. But we're back, trying to get back into the groove of things here before September, right? Before things pick up again. I do suspect that it will be slow for the remainder of August. However, we'll do our best. So, a couple plays since you last seen me, but nothing that I warranted a recording for. Taking it super duper easy this month. So you see less plays from me, but I still want to start going over it and getting into the routine again, right? And on that note, I don't want to leave these until the end of the day. I'm drained at that point. I am ready for bed, and the motivation is lacking. So we're going to hit it in the mornings when I'm done my session, right? So we're going to do my morning trading, then I'm going to do my YouTube videos, and then whatever happens in the rest of the day happens, right? We can continue trading, we'll make more videos, whatever, but at least our obligations are handled, in that early day, because I'm up at 4 o'clock most days, 4:30, trading by 5 a.m., and then the market's closing at 6 p.m. after hours, and it's like I've already been up for 18. So it's like to form a coherent thought at that point is aggressive. Never mind, just to get in front of the keyboard and the computer to record, right? So doing it a little bit early, and then we'll recap. Like, tomorrow when we do it early, I'll recap what happened in the afternoon post this video. So it'll be a little bit of a change in orientation, and then maybe I'll feel less of a weight to do it. Getting into it, ENTO. We'll come to GameStop later. Don't worry. Fucking GameStop, and we'll go on the 1 minute chart here. So we had some private placement news this morning. We'll just go through it. How I would do it in real time. So I see it coming in on the scanner. I want to pull it up and see how the news is. You gaining $1 million. Okay, well, what's the market cap on this company? 3 million, and that's when we're up at 60 cents. How much was it worth at 40 cents, right? So probably only worth about 2 million there or less. So they're gaining $1 million right at closing, and then another 2 million to come. So 3 million they should be worth, and we kind of see that price walk up to that 3 million and consolidate. That's called price discovery. So you want to be in on this. You see it, the company's only worth 1.7 million. I'm in. Then you ride it up to that 2, that 3, fair market value, you exit, right? So potential dilution, on the exercise of the warrants, which will be at some point in the future. I didn't really get too far into it. 36 cents a share. You don't really want to be buying it, at 60 when they're paying 36, right? They're getting a good old deal on this. It was a 35 this morning, 36 though. So private placement, it hits different. Like, it is a dilutive move. They're increasing the float, but sometimes it hits a little bit different, right? It's less of, and I think this is why. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's less of we need cash for an operating runway to survive, and it's more, hey, look at this company. We want to invest in them because we think they're going to do good in the future, right? So that private placement is that we want to invest in this company because we think they're going to, continue to grow. And the just straight up stock offering is maybe, you're at a point of heightened liquidity. The price improvement is there. Take advantage of that, sure. But not all times is it like this. And lots of companies just, you need an operation cash flow to continue to build out your business, and things cost money, and you got to sell shares to accomplish that, and that's the bad move we want to avoid, right? The survive another day versus, hey, these people are coming to sponsor our team, right? They're a little bit different. So that's my opinion on that. We've seen another private placement move, EQ. Let's pull that up here. Yeah. We don't even get a positive negative here. So we have to like read, which is hard. 30 million up front, an additional 20 million. What's the market cap? EQ, right? 34 million, right? And that's when they're at 96 cents. They were trading earlier at 50 cents, so they were, worth 17 million, let's say. So you see this news come in. Company's worth 17 million. They're getting 50 million in financing. That's price discovery, right? Let's ride it up. 57 cents a share. So you don't really want to be paying too much more than that. This morning it was at 47 though, so this would have been a nicer play because you could have gotten in better because they're selling at 57 right here. So you could have had, really good entries. Ride it all the way up to $1.25 potentially if you got your perfect exit. So that happened. Then we just started watching Ethereum treasuries because like crypto's up, right? Ethereum is doing its thing. Let's check out the 1 hour here. Right? And it just continues its march onwards and upwards. I wanted to mention this the other day where we had accumulation, manipulation, distribution. And this distribution leg is continuing, right? We can maybe look at that on the 4 hour a little bit better, maybe. Or is it just a classic AMD pattern with our accumulation, our manipulation leg, and then just a beautiful, beautiful distribution leg. So this is kind of why we see the Ethereum treasuries running, SBET, BMNR. Oops. And I took some SBET, but did get stopped out. I think we're at like 25, 26% when we scaled, and then you just cut runners at like 10% or something. It wasn't great. But I don't want to be in any downfall here. I just want to ride it up. So we'll wait for a reversal signal to set. Ethereum still looks strong. I'd like to get in on a little bit of a run here. Add it to the long-term portfolio. It was, but we, like I said, are already out. So it's basically a day trade, which is brutal for the long term. We don't want to be doing that. BMNR, this is second best. It's going to be the same thing. When you see them both pulling back. How is Ethereum actually? It must be pulling back on the 1 minute, yeah. They're going to mimic this chart. And as long as we see strength here, we'll see strength there with potential multitudes of growth, right? Like, let's say Ethereum moves up 10%, SBET might go up 100%. Well, maybe not 100. Maybe it's not tenfold. Maybe it's 1.5-fold, right? Maybe it's, a little bit less, even less than 1.5. Maybe it's like a 1.15. But the point is, it's a premium, which is important, and that's to offset really at the end of the day, because if you just buy Ethereum, you can stake your Ethereum, and that's where you're getting that premium from. But if you're investing in like an ETF or a company, you don't get that ability to stake your asset. So you do want to get a premium on your price appreciation. So anyways, BJDX, I don't think this had any news, and we ended up trading it, which is brutal. And then AUD didn't have news either. You can see where they end up. This was really bad. But so, okay, let's go through it. So that's everything. Okay, and then the weed sector was up. Trump's like, we're going to forget about the Epstein files, and you're all going to get stoned. That'll do it. Anyways, the whole sector's up. He's going to reclassify. I thought the DOA or DEA already did that some time ago, but maybe I'm ill-informed. So we'll go through it. ENTO. I was just watching this. Just eyes on. Private placement, eyes on. We kind of talked about that already. EQ, we did trade, right? So we seen ENTO this morning, and then EQ came up. The same news started going, right? And you know me, I don't want to chase. I want a clean setup, specifically on one of my first days back. So we see their initial run. We see it break down on VWAP, trend retest, reclaim VWAP, enter on a clean bar break, opening above, right? Then we get our 1-to-1, we get our 2-to-1, we get a 3-to-1 trade. That is absolutely beautiful. Really nice stuff. I got to update this as well. What was this? 36% on that last scale out, which was pretty quick, but lots of times when something runs in the morning, you get one last pop and then a final retracement. And it's actually holding, though, because it's holding the 200 really well here. And again, so it would be good risk reward. Like if you wanted to take this again, you could take it here with a stop just below this consolidation at 82. That would be fine. It's basically the same stop as the initial. Maybe get a multi-day run. I don't know. And then our next trade, BJDX. There's no news on this one, but what we have is a gap reclaim on the 1 day. So we have this gap right here, right, from between these two wicks. And this will be the first time we really get into it, right? So we kind of broke through and rejected hard this morning or last night, Friday night. This morning, there's a little bit of activity, and then when the volume comes in, right? You see how the volume picks up here? Broke through, rejected, but held the 200. Broke through again, which is aggressive. So, like, there's no news, but a lot of volume. Like, you see our 30-day average volume is 2.5 million. We're at 10.5 million today. So, like, way above the average volume, and, that's just going to be what moves the price. So we're entering this on the reclaim of the gap, right? When the gap reclaims. I think I might have actually entered it early here a little bit. I might have had a bad entry. Typically my entry is a little bit before the marker. But either way, we get our 1-to-1. And our stop loss is just below the gap, below VWAP, below this consolidation, right? Keeping it tight, get the 1-to-1, get the 2-to-1, which is 14%, 14.6. But it gets obliterated, and yeah, there's no news, so there's no catalyst, right? And nothing to sustain the move other than the volume. And when the volume leaves, the move leaves, because typically the news or the catalyst is what retains the volume and allows you to have an extended run. Not really here, but we are, as far as this goes, you're holding the gap, reversal set, but where'd the volume go? Where'd the volume go? And then if this volume doesn't come back, this play's dead. Because why would anyone come back to a play that has no news? So that happened. On the long term, I added some bull this morning. I was thinking about it the other day, wanted to get back in it. And then we had just a massive movement this morning. So grab that, basically trading even. We added more GameStop this morning. 23 days till earnings, I was incorrect about the price improvement from the bonds, the arbitrage. We got absolutely burned on a lot of our plays. Minus 60% on some of our options that we're probably roll this week for earnings. Roll them out from October, or I think I might even have some for August. I'll roll to October, and then I'll roll the Octobers to January maybe, or just leave them, average them down. Something. Because we're going to get the earnings run up regardless. I just expected another. I thought we were going to fill the gap pre-earnings. I honestly thought we were going to fill the gap pre-earnings, but we're not. So earnings is coming up 28 days. Let's retest the bottom of the gap. Let's be realistic. And then maybe earnings is good and we can fill the gap. And then slam down. Don't kid yourselves. And we knew this. We said, you got your bearish signal, your death cross here. Like, you had your, and this is what we play. We play with the 2150. Great. Reversal signal here on the bonds. Brutal. We thought it was, because it's a lagging indicator, right? So, we thought just a gap up right away. But the technical set, and, then your 50 crosses the 200, and now it really does look bearish. So this isn't great. But what is not bad is the risk reward. Like, we're right, some language. Well, you know what to do. And we'll probably sell when we fill the gap, and anything over that is gravy. I don't have too much faith in this currently. Like, it's downtrending, to enter here, you're just trying to time bottoms, which is fine. But we want to wait until that reversal sets. and then it to confirm, right? Because it did kind of reject here. We had our reversal set, but we rejected the 200. So we're going to need our reversal to set, but we need to reclaim the 200, which isn't a reject, right? We want to break through it and then come back down and retest it, turning it from resistance into support, right? And then we want to base above the 200, and then we'll fill the gap, you know? So there's a couple things we got to do here first, and even before that, you know, this is the 4 hour, like the 1 hour, no reversal here. We almost had it, but we want to do that same thing on the different time frames. Like just how we want to have the reversal set with a 200 hold on the 1 day and the 4 hour, also on the 1 hour and the 30 and the 15, right? Because they'll do one, then the next, and they'll go up, they'll cascade, right? So you probably don't want to watch it on anything less than the 1 hour, because you're gonna get false, like it's gonna just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But you know, once you do go to the 1 hour and specifically the 4 hour, you know, that image becomes much more clear. Other than that, what the hell? There we go. So you get less. My whole computer's lagged out. Why can't I adjust my scale? Uh-oh. Anyways, we added Webull, we added GameStop, we added SBET. We talked about that because we got kicked out of it already. So we added it at 22, and we got kicked out at 24, like 10% gain or something, right? And then we added Intel as well, which these are all fresh adds, so you're basically at Equillium. I want to see this reversal set. What is this? I don't even know. I think we're comparing GameStop for some reason, and that's why we lost our. Yeah, okay. We want to see this reversal set with the 200, right? On the 4 hour, and then maybe move out to the 1 day. There was news that like they were gonna make AMD, I think, take a portion of the company or something. I don't know. We'll see. Intel's been pretty beaten down. I think there's room for improvement. I'm willing to take the risk. We put a stop loss on there, 1918, and you know, that's how it goes. I think it'll be good. That's all I have for you guys today. We'll recap what I do in the afternoon on tomorrow's video. Again, just getting them done earlier on in the day, so I can talk a little bit. You know, I can not feel exhausted from the day and maybe convey something that helps you all out. So cheers. Thank you so much. Have a magical day, and I'll see you soon tomorrow.